being completely honest, I am a firm believer that words can only do so much. It was imperative for me to find a way to give back greater than just a word of encouragement and a personal message of hope. If you can spend $30,000 on a designer purse, just imagine how many families that could feed. Welcome to the first episode of the Sow Your Seed Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel. After a very long journey, my heart was yearning to create a platform where we share not only miracles, but create a space where we can find faith and hope in this life and beyond. I invite you to come and sit, rest in the shade, subscribe, and follow along as guests share their testimonies of their own mustard seed story. And make sure to follow our two separate social media accounts at the Mustard Seed Bead and the Sow Your Seed Pod. So for the sake of today's episode being dedicated to sharing the intention of our mission here at the Mustard Seed Bead Company, I'm going to spare the details of our story for another later episode. So our story begins in February of 2021. My husband and I had just gotten married. We had just moved into our new house. And it wasn't even 2 weeks after moving in, I began having symptoms. And it was when my best friend had a dream that I was pregnant with twins that my husband decided to get a pregnancy test. And at our first ultrasound, we were absolutely over the moon to find out that we were having twins. We just felt so blessed as we were embarking on this new journey together. Newlyweds, new house, now we're having twins. It just was all too good to be true. Little did we know the chaos that was in store. And so unexpectedly at 17 weeks, our doctors told us that our twins have SFGR and TTTS, and we needed to terminate one of them or likely lose them both any day. And when they tell you the statistics, you never expect it to be you, especially given the grim statistics for the outcome of our diagnosis. I felt like we couldn't make a choice. That was all too much for my husband and I to carry. But we trusted that going with God was going to be better than going with the numbers that we were being given. So because our doctors told us that we could lose our boys any day, the goal for delivery was 21 weeks at NICU viability. And so the catalyst to our story is this mustard seed bead. After we received this diagnosis, my mother-in-law gave me this mustard seed necklace. And she told me that even a faith the size of a mustard seed can move mountains. And we surely needed a mountain-sized miracle to have these babies. For more information on this condition, I do encourage you to check out the tttsfoundation.org. They are a wonderful, informative resource. So our boys miraculously made it at 29 weeks. All in all, including antepartum, NICU, and pediatric stays, we lived in the hospital for nearly 7 months. And for all that time we lived in the hospital, we never received a bill. We are very blessed to live in a place where they offer free health care to those that qualify. It's something that I'll never take for granted. But it's like I've been carrying this burden for our blessing. Like, I think about the other people that don't have the privilege to have their medical bills paid for. And then to think about those in third world countries, many of them need access to shelter, clothing, and food and water, just basic needs. And because of the great support we received along our journey, had a deep yearning in my heart to find a way not only to provide a platform to inspire faith through words of encouragement, it's been an aching in my heart to give back to those who need it the most. At the end of the day, bills still need to be paid and food still needs to be put on the table. And I couldn't imagine going through what we went through while having to worry about basic needs. So often we take our basic needs for granted, but even things like education and healthcare are a luxury in some countries, and that's not okay. So I wanted to unleash a way to give back through physical, monetary support to those who need it the most. Some of the organizations and foundations that helped us that we are aiming to give back to include, but are not limited to, Ronald McDonald, OHSU, the TTTS Foundation, St. Jude, Compassion International, and more. So where this mustard seed necklace comes back into play is a couple of months ago I was cleaning out my jewelry box and I realized that here we are. We're living in our miracle. But from this, I thought I could get back to my creative roots and help raise money for charitable contribution. So if you know me personally, you know I've been very into jewelry and jewelry making for a long time. So recently I've been seeing these beaded necklaces around and wanted to make my own version. It was crucial for me to include the highest quality materials possible. So at this time, our beads are made with 14 karat gold filled hardware. Ultimately, one day we will be using only pure solid gold hardware. The intention is that these beads will not just be a beautiful accessory, but they're built to last you a lifetime. Because our organization is founded in faith and integrity, I wanted to provide the best customer service possible and offer our 100% lifetime guarantee policy, whereby we will fix, remake, or remix your beads at a discounted rate if something were to happen to them. For me personally, when I'm a customer making a financial investment, it breaks my heart knowing that if the item gets broken, worn out, or damaged, I might not have reparations insured, though it's a material thing and don't get to pack them in our hearse. What you spend your money on matters to me, and you deserve good customer service. And this mustard seed bead is more than just a bead, but it's a continual reminder of patient endurance on your pursuit of walking in faith. My hope is that you or someone you love will purchase these beads, or even just subscribe and follow along for more miracle testimonies of this life and beyond. As you, the listener, are very well aware, there is great hurt and need all around the world. My hope is that this mustard seed bead will not just make an emotional difference in the lives of those who wear it, but that the money for charitable contribution will give back and provide sustenance to those who truly need it most. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. Join us for our next episode as we share more of the details on our mustard seed story and our pursuit of faithful, patient endurance. Don't forget to subscribe and follow along, and check out our website at sowyourseed.org. And remember too that there are not only miracles in this life, but we all share the miracle in the life beyond. And may peace, love, and grace be yours in abundance. Until next time.